Why your dog's vomit is yellow. If we appreciate that our dog vomits a yellow or greenish liquid, it is most likely that it is bile. There are several reasons why a dog vomits yellowish or bilious, so we are going to review them all so that you can identify your puppy's problem and can solve it. 1. Causes why a dog vomits yellow. The yellow vomit is due to the mixture of saliva and bile. Bile is excreted through the gallbladder, which empties into the first portion of the duodenum, which is the first part of the small intestine, to digest fat. This is physiological and normal. So if there is a cause that induces vomiting, this bile will be excreted through the mouth. Therefore, the causes that our pet vomits yellow will be those that cause vomiting in our dog, but on an empty stomach. Stomach or duodenal ulcer. Inflammatory bowel disease. Pancreatitis. Gastroenteritis and poor diet. Strange bodies. Other pathologies. There are many other causes, but perhaps these are the most frequent, so let's see separately explaining a little what they consist of and how to solve them. Stomach or duodenal ulcer. Whether the ulcer is in the stomach or in the duodenum, it will cause pain, heartburn, burning, and with it an excess of bile, which will end up being vomited by our dog, showing that well-known yellow color. We can combat it with the gastric protector for dogs, for example, omeprazole, famotidine, etc. If it is an ulcer, treatment with sucralfate will be indicated. Inflammatory bowel disease. It is characterized by persistent signs of digestive disease associated with inflammation of the small or large intestine. It is usually accompanied by bilious vomiting. What happens is that the alteration of the intestinal mucosa leads to a failure in the assimilation of nutrients that remain in the intestine and are not absorbed, water is retained, therefore there is diarrhea and vomiting. Pancreatitis. The pancreas is in charge of creating enzymes to digest food. When the pancreas fails, food is not digested well. This refers to pancreatitis. Pancreatitis is the most common disease of the pancreas in dogs. Acute pancreatitis is a condition characterized primarily by necrosis and varying degrees of inflammation of the pancreas. The cause is usually low-protein, high-fat diets. Gastroenteritis and poor diet. We all know what dogs are like, they eat everything. And yet we include pieces of plastic from a toy, splinters from a stick, dead animals or even pieces of clothing like a sock. A simple abrupt change in your food without making it progressive also predisposes you to gastroenteritis with the possibility of bilious vomiting. Strange bodies. A foreign body produces gastroenteritis, as well as the physical fact that the contents cannot advance and vomiting occurs upwards. If there is no content, that is food, what will be expelled will be bilious yellow content. The obstruction may or may not occlude the entire intestinal lumen, so it will be mandatory in any case to go to the vet. 2. What to do if your dog vomits yellow. It is advisable to always consult a veterinarian, although it is also true that many dogs vomit occasionally, very occasionally, without this posing a real visible problem, but it is normal that they do not vomit even on occasions. There are many causes, as we have seen, that can cause our dog to vomit yellow or bilious, some more serious than others, so when in doubt, we will have to go and check which is causing this symptomatology. Although as we have said we always recommend a visit to the vet, there are some of these symptoms that should alarm you as it is a more serious condition. Here we expose them. He vomits several times, it is not an isolated event. He's down, and listless. You have other symptoms such as fever or diarrhea. He seems to want to expel something and can't do it, he tries several times. He vomits blood. Pale or yellowish mucous membranes. One or more of these symptoms may represent a health problem that requires mandatory veterinary attention. Do not hesitate to consult with your veterinarian before any symptoms. 3. Treatment. Treatment will depend on the cause that is affecting. In any case, it will be the veterinarian who establishes it. The most recommended antiemetic will be meropetant. If it is an ulcer, it will be sucralfate and intestinal mucosa protectors such as omeprazole or famotidine, among others. I hope this video helps you understand a little more. In the description of this video you have information to make your dog a happy and healthy animal. Click there. Subscribe to our channel. Take care and a hug.